lean in a little bit, if you would, to the concept of meditation, biblical meditation, and maybe how that helps cement in our minds the character of God and then equips us to face anxiety, worry, grief, and the like.
Yeah, it's a great question because meditation is basically the conjoined twin of the mind, right? Because if you're to think deeply on these things, Philippians 4:8, if you're to set your minds or be renewed in the spirit of your mind, Ephesians 4:23, or transformed by the renewing of your mind, Romans 12:2, that all necessitates meditation. And you've mentioned kind of that it's David Saxton that I quote in the book. You've probably read that book, God's Battle Plan for the Mind. Reformation Heritage published it, but he just uses that idea that the term meditation has been hijacked by Eastern religion as an emptying of your mind. Instead of, from a biblical perspective, meditation is not an emptying of your mind. It's a storing up in your mind with the treasure troves of Scripture. And so meditation isn't chanting inner peace, just get rid of all the anxious thoughts. Meditation is taking a chunk of Scripture or even just an attribute of Scripture. Like I would say, one of the chapters I write on is God's presence, that our God is an ever-present help in times of trouble. Not a sometimes present, not an often present, an ever-present help in times of trouble. And that gives the psalmist the conclusion to not fear. But meditation means to dwell deeply upon that reality that, okay, God is ever present with me, to ruminate on it, which means that you're taking it with you throughout the day. If you're working out, you've got this reality. If you got 10 different verses of God's presence in your life, even when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Why will Jonny fear no evil? Answer, because God is with me. Psalm 46, God is ever present with me. Matthew 28, I will never leave you or forsake you. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. It's to take these realities, and it's the hammer, I think Saxton says, that drives the nail of truth home into our hearts. And I think we're so prone in our hyper scheduled lives to maybe have a quiet time. That's a popular term when I was growing up. 15 minutes a day, and then you go and bathe in the world for 16 hours. And, we say a quick prayer, God help me to trust you. You read a chapter, but then you go and inundate your life and your mind with the things of this world, and it's no wonder that you're tempted to worry. And so meditation is to chew on something throughout the day. It's to come back. You eat 3 meals a day. It's to come back at lunch and to go, okay, Lord, here's these truths. I want to think through these. Help me to think about these. And this can even be collaborative, where it's with your spouse or the people in your life going, I'm dwelling on this. And some of you guys know Harry Walls that works with me. Harry is a meditator, which means when we're at a meal, I'm thinking on this today. He had one a little while ago that the Lord loves righteousness. God's not just righteous, he loves righteousness. And he says, what do you think that means? Because he's trying to see every single different angle of the diamond of that truth, which requires, the synonyms of meditation, rumination, contemplation, consideration, deep thinking. We live in a world of shallow thinking, shallow faith, and anti-intellectualism as it relates to the Christian life. But if you want to be a deep Christian, you have to think deeply upon the truths of God, and that's a great joy.